That's it. Well done. Nice to meet you, Billy. Hello there guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sal speaking. Today I'm gonna talk about TAI Lopez. Guys, I'm TAI. Welcome. This is my backyard. And I parked my Lamborghini, but you can't see it because I don't have it. My secret is that I read a book a day. I'm kind of sleepy now because you can understand that reading a book a day kind of makes you really tired. But I'm really rich, so I am happy. Well, in life you need a mentor, and well, I have many mentors in my house, but they're all dead. And you know, and basically my mentors are books. I couldn't live without books. I'd buy a book a day because I read a book a day, and you know, it's really I read a book a day because I feel great if I do it, and if I don't do it, I don't go out with my Lamborghini. Whenever I look for a video on the internet, I always or often find TAI Lopez advertisement. So I kind of got interested in this guy. I'm making this video today because I watched one of his talks on TED, which is a really interesting YouTube channel, and I'm gonna discuss, you know, some of the things he discussed on this talk. I'm gonna also show you some of the things he said. My question is TAI Lopez a genuine man or not? My guess is that he's a genuine man. He's a very he sounds honest to me. I don't know him in person, but he sounds quite genuine to me. And he talks about really cool things, and you know, I felt challenged by him, especially when it comes to reading books, and especially when it comes to try to read a book a day, or at least read a book a week. TAI talks about the good life. So what is the good life? In your opinion, what is the good life? If you have any opinions, please let me know in the comments below. For me, the good life is, you know, to be a good person, to have good friends, to have love, you know, to live in the way you want to live, and to be happy, you know, to lead a happy life. So what is happiness? You know, happiness is something that you feel in your heart. You feel a sense of fulfillment, and this comes only if you do the right things, and also if you make the right choices. TAI also makes a point when he says not everybody gets the good life. I do believe that there is a lot of injustice in the world, but I don't justify poor people for being poor. Can't generalize, but some poor people are poor because they don't do much about being richer. How much more happier would you feel if Bill Gates was your partner, like 50-50 partner, and you would like have the chance to be with him and learn all the tricks about trade and all these things. Also imagine how much money you will make out of this. Can you imagine how happier you would be today if the Dalai Lama will be your personal guide? He says, can you imagine how much more healthier you will be if Arnold Schwarzenegger will be your personal trainer waiting for you at the gym every day? I don't think I would personally go to the gym that day because it would just make me train too hard. But that's the problem. We are not willing to train hard. We should be more willing to sacrifice and to persevere in order to achieve the goals of life, because nobody's gonna give us anything for free. When he says imagine how much you would be able to learn if you had a chance to hang out with Mother Teresa, and in my opinion also how much we could learn if we would have the chance to hang out with Martin Luther King. He talks about the importance of mentors. So look at this.
Mentors have the power to do this in your life. I think everybody here recognizes the importance of a role model. Mentors are more powerful than you can possibly imagine in their ability to transform your life.
So many people have goals, many people want to do things, but they are lacking on one thing. They're not perseverant. They try and try, but then at some point they give up. And this is something wrong. Giving up is not the case, guys.
I'm from Hollywood specifically. So Hollywood, the land of dreams, or for most people, it's the land of broken dreams. Every year, 100,000 people move in and out of Hollywood. Some come to be movie stars, actors, singers, writers, comedians. Most go home empty-handed.
Time is our best friend, but also our worst enemy, because it's up to us how we manage time. If you're good at scheduling our time, then we can be more successful in life. If we're not, we should start today, changing ourselves and becoming better at planning things, at setting goals and achieving the goals we have set. We're too soon young and too late smart, and that's true. For example, I'm 32 now, and if I knew what I know now back in the days, for example when I was 18 or 15, I think I would have been a better person. I could have achieved more. We can read a book a day. Decide today to make this our goal. Maybe we won't be able to read a big book in a day, but maybe in a week. So he's challenging us to read a book a week. And I just took this challenge and I'm gonna do it every day and every week. So when we read, we learn new things. We learn things from others. We learn things that we didn't know. And an amazing thing I really like about books and also about meeting people in person, I'm talking about travelers, is that when you read a book, you travel with your mind. If you read a book about Argentina, for example, you're traveling through the writer, and you find yourself and you feel like you are in Argentina yourself, and you learn more about the culture and the people, and that's amazing. When you read a book, you can actually learn how people think, and you can kind of compare your thinking to their thinking, and maybe this will open your mind. Now my mind is more open. You can also learn how to improve yourself. There are some things you can learn from the characters of a book. You can learn how to react to certain situations and to make yourself stronger. So TAI talks about his travels. I've been to Malta, I've been to Scotland, I've been to Spain, France, Germany, Poland, United States of America, Switzerland, and I feel lucky because I've been able to travel. In every trip, I've been able to meet different people, and I've been able to learn vital things for my life, And the people who I've met have been teaching me things. You realize that people have experienced things that you haven't experienced. Through them, you kind of experience, and you feel sympathy for the things they have experienced. When you travel, you learn the culture, and I am a big supporter of this. Basically, when I travel, I feel more open-minded. For example, if in India people use their right hand to eat, and if they eat with their hands, and I'm Italian and I eat with a fork, a knife, I use a knife, a fork, a spoon, and for me it's kind of unusual to eat with my hands. But if I would go to India, I would show my respect to the culture, and I would use my right hand and not my left one, because that's the right one to use, is the right one. And also, for example, living in Scotland. Scotland's a different country, and it's a beautiful country, and I love Scotland. As a teenager, I spent 2 years in Scotland, and at the beginning I started comparing my country to Scotland, and I was finding lots of differences, especially in the food and the way people speak. The language was a barrier. The way people live their lives, which is completely different. Even, for example, we have lunch at 1 p.m. and usually they have lunch even at 11:30, 11, maybe 12, noon, maybe it's lunchtime, and dinner it's at 5 p.m. While in Italy you have dinner at 8 p.m. at least, and in the summertime when it's hotter, you even have dinner at 9:30 or something, so kind of late at night. And these are some little differences, but if you are stupid enough to go to another country and to judge that country, you'll find that to be really strange, and you will be starting saying that the people of that country are weird, while the weird guy is you. When I go to France, I try to speak French. When I go to Germany, I don't speak German, I'm sorry, so I can only say das ist gut. But if you go to France or to any country of the world and you expect them to speak your language, you are wrong. So I believe what TAI is saying about the fact that he was running out of money. He didn't have much money, and so he started to do something. He started to search for a solution.
So I remembered back to what my grandpa said though. He said, look outward. So I started asking around, will somebody help me? And my uncle said, you know what, Ty, you need somebody who's gonna show you how to make money. So I was like, great idea. I'm gonna go find somebody, but I didn't have any gas money. So I was stuck there at my mom's house. I had $40. So I walked to the kitchen. That's what I could afford to do. And I found a Yellow Pages, and I opened up this Yellow Pages, and I looked in the finance section. And I found this guy, and I said, I'm gonna go visit that guy. So I found a suit. I got a suit out of the closet. It wasn't mine, it was too big. It looked weird on me. God help me. I don't know what I looked like when I showed up at that guy's house, but got somebody to drive me in, and I showed up, and Kathy, his secretary, opened the door, and I walked back, and this guy, Mike Stainback from the phone book, I walked up to him and I said, Mike, you don't know me. If you show me what you know, because I figure you must know a lot about money if you can afford a full-page ad in the Yellow Pages. If you show me what you know, I'll work for you for free. And I'll never forget, he was sitting in this chair, he had a big mustache. He looked kind of like Tom Selleck. He was sitting there and he just rolled his chair towards me and he said, you know what, Ty? I've been looking for someone like you for 20 years. Show up in the morning, I'm gonna show you what I know. And sure enough, he did show me. And he began to mentor me on business. And now I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an investor. But I've continued on that path, traveling, finding mentors, reading.
Ty was perseverant and he was also humble enough to ask a man to hire him for free. But he was very smart because he was investing in something, you know. And we all should do something. We should, you know, choose what we want to be in our lives, and we should do our best to be what we want to be, because at the end of the day, if you do a job that you don't like, you don't feel happy. I'm talking about mentors all the time. I think there is something behind this, and I agree with him. Picasso said that good artists copy, but great artists steal. And that's a key point. Learn how to steal from people. People have knowledge, they have, you know, abilities and capabilities that you don't have and that I don't have. So we must search for the good people, for the knowledgeable people, and we have to do our best to learn to steal from them the good things. And then once we acquire these things, we can apply these things into our lives. So Albert Einstein, he had a mentor. Alexander the Great had a mentor. JC the rapper had a mentor. Even Gandhi had a mentor. And I have a mentor as well. My best friend, Metatron, he's my mentor. He's a great friend, he's a smart guy, and he's somebody who is willing to sacrifice, to work hard, to achieve, you know, the good things of life.
Next, perseverance. Bill Gates started at 12. It wasn't until 31 years old that he was a billionaire. He said from age 20 to age 30, I never took a day off, not even one. You must persevere, and in your search for mentors, you must persevere as well. I've been lucky enough to become friends with one of the top real estate investors in the world. I said, how in the world did you get started? He said, back when I was 19, I decided I wanted to do real estate. And I lived in a little town, but I knew there was one developer that was pretty good. So I went down to that developer's office. I met the secretary. I said, I'd like to meet this developer. She said, sorry, he's a busy man. He didn't have time to meet you. I said, I came back the next day. She turned me away. 17 times. He said on the 17th time, the lady felt bad for him and said, listen, here's what you do. Hide behind the plant by the elevator. When he comes out of his office at the end of the day, jump in the elevator and he won't have a choice. The doors will close. And you got 4 floors to convince this guy that you're worth, you know, talking to. I don't know what my friend said, but he said enough that when they got to the bottom of the elevator, that developer said, meet me at the airport in the morning. Well, I'll go down in my private jet. You can come down with me to Florida. I'll show you how I invested in hotels down there. Sure enough, my friend learned from this mentor and became one of the wealthiest real estate investors in the world. He persevered because, you see, everybody wants the good life, but not everybody's willing to persevere to get it.
We have learned many things from Ty today, and I want to personally thank him, and I would like to meet him one day and to have a face-to-face conversation about many different topics. I think he's a genuine man. I think he's a honest man, although I don't personally know him yet. Maybe one day I'll meet him, who knows. But I want to thank you for watching, as always. And remember, if you feel sad, you better call Sal.